Again, 20 people waiting already.
I've never done this.
Yeah.
Have I done it? Is this it? Can they see this screen?
Okay, let me check.
Oh crap, they can see the screen. Oh crap, they can see that screen. I don't know if I just
Okay, yeah, it started.
did I just display any weird information that I wasn't meant to display? Okay, shh. We'll just close this carefully. I'm still here, right? See, one thing I didn't. Hello? Hello?
They can hear. They can't hear us.
Yeah,
They can't hear
it's
you.
on.
No, they can. They can.
Okay.
I'm
So
talking-
this is definitely working, right? I'm not kidding myself.
It's working.
Okay.
working.
Well, hi dudes. Nice to see everyone. I've never done this before, so hi. Yeah. Myron, do you want to take over and sort of just explain to me what the hell I'm meant to do for the next hour as I just do this thing?
Well, I mean, just go for it. Just do the work. People will ask questions. You know, people will speak amongst themselves in the chat as well.
Oh, I wish I had
Um,
a laptop with me right now. That would make things a lot easier. These people with two
Yeah, but don't
monitors
worry.
don't know how lucky
We
they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
like we are in three over here, so you know we
Yeah.
are gonna
Okay.
check out the.
Or your phone as well works, right?
True.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a phone
But yeah,
actually.
having us
I'm
here-
pretty woke, dude. I think phones are for consumerism only.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, well, I'll finally get to this. Hi everyone, that's here. So as you can see by the title, I'm practically re-going over most of CAIR Andros. You can see like the base settlement is still there, but I completely demolished all the terrain and we've expanded it out quite a lot. So I think it looks pretty epic. You know, I can't wait to play I'm tooting my own horn. See, I'm doing too much. But yeah, so I'll quickly outline the plan for you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this today. I probably won't, if I'm being realistic with you. I think I could finish the design, but definitely not the AI stuff. But hopefully we'll get it to a point where we can show you in game. So I'm going to fill all this with buildings, and then I'm going to do terraining. So basically just slightly raising the terrain, making it look natural. Add some textures, add some trees, add some cliffs, do some cliff lines around the back. And then that should be it for the design. So yeah, hopefully by the end of this we'll be in a decent place. Now I have to remember what exactly I have currently got in terms of AI.
So also, you know, the idea behind remaking this map is that, of course, like we are making the campaign. So in the end, this is gonna end up in the campaign, and the one that we had before was actually, you know, its own kind of map because it had, you know, the Anduin River, etc. Well,
Yeah.
this, of course, is gonna be placed on its own tile. This is gonna be the city that you're gonna see on the campaign. So you know, this is the reason why you don't see the Anduin River around. You will see it, of course, in the end, like when it's all on the campaign map.
Yeah.
So you know, many settlements needed to be, I don't know, remade a little bit because of the AI being a bit wonky, you know, and of course, like we can always improve. So you know.
Just ignore what I'm currently doing, guys. I'm just grouping these things into sort of small groups up here so I can sort of have everything easier. So yeah, building on what he said, basically we are doing like a mass purge of a bunch of the old maps in the game, which will, a lot of the dysfunctional ones and ones that can't be ported to the campaign because they're lost files are just going to be scrapped completely and put into a submod. But yeah, we're trying to make CAIR Andros it was a lovely looking map, don't get me wrong, but like just was not playable. It was not playable. It was probably very boring to put it lightly.
I mean, yeah, I just realised. Do you wanna quickly break down what this actually is? What is on the screen right now? Because
Oh yeah.
like this software, because it's the first time people are seeing it, probably.
Yeah, there was a stream done on Twitch ages ago, but that does not count, I think. So yeah, basically, this is TED. If you've seen on my YouTube channel, which hopefully Eligi has, you know, very kindly self-promoted me in the description, I've got a 3-part series on how to use this sort of software. But this is the map making editor. We have this lovely void which just becomes really scary when you look out there. So we tend not to delve past those realms. But yeah, so this is our workspace. We have a bunch of different options. Yeah, and there really isn't too much to it apart from stuff that I'll sort of just show you guys later. Making maps is quite lengthy. It's quite a lengthy process. For example, if you guys have seen the Analon trailer and the preview, that map probably took me about 15 hours, and it was relatively small. So, quite a lot of work does go into these things. But anyways, we'll get started on some of the more boring stuff first, and then sort of head into like the terraining and getting the outside, just because I want to fill a few more of these building spots. Yeah. I basically can't get chat open right now. I don't know why. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, we can read it for you, don't worry. Basically, someone is saying that this is a bit of a late stream, which is kind of true. But...
Yeah, I was on the tube home and I was meant to be here an hour ago, but like delays and stuff just made things very, very difficult. Yeah, I know. Some of the maps, hopefully this map's going to function a lot better. It should really work with AI, actually.
Yeah. The point there is that, this problem is with vanilla maps as well. So you just need to, when you have problems with the AI, you just need to, give them some onagers, give them, the siege towers and the RAM, and basically let them break the gate.
Yeah, because the AI was extensively tested on this map, I think, so it should work. By the way, guys, what I'm currently doing is a cheat method of how to make maps sort of twice as fast as I normally would do. There's these things called prefabs. And basically, we have our building selector over here, where we have all of our lovely buildings that we can use in ROM. And what you do is you use these buildings and you create like sections of houses, and you create like civic markets or whatever. Then you group it all together. So this was one that one of the map makers Doomon made, who has made my life so much easier with these practically. And then you can save them as a prefab, and then just place them down as big groups instead of having to place buildings individually. So it saves so much time. Like, I cannot stress how much time it saves. So yeah, lovely thing that was sort of brought in here. And it's very easy to, even though there's only like right now we have 6 for houses, it's very easy to sort of just mix and match things to the point where players don't even really realize. So yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, indeed.
So, crap. Let me just
also, one of the funniest things that you have tonight is that basically here we have me, and I'm Italian, and we have Maron, who is British, and Loluat, who is basically both. So we are ready for the final of the Euro Cup. We're trying not to get too much.
Can we
excited in this stream?
Can we get a poll in chat on like who's supporting who, if anyone? Is that a thing we can do?
Yeah,
England versus the rest of the world.
No. I don't think we can get a poll in, or at least I don't know how to.
I think if you make one on straw poll and then just copy paste it in the chat, then we can see the results.
Yeah, we can make that one, or people can just write, because in the end we have 50 spectators. So,
oh wow, we're up to 50.
Oh.
Yeah, it's already big enough.
That's too many people. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And someone is asking, when will the 10K special come out?
In due time, my dear. In due time.
Yeah, in due time.
Yeah, indeed.
Patience.
We have the first Italy in the chat.
It's only one Italy. It's not good enough, guys. I feel like 90% of Europeans are supporting Italy over.
Oh yeah.
Over England, and they have the most valid reason for it. English fans don't deserve anything, do they? Apart from you, Mayron, you're lovely, but
they are. Oh, well, thank you. They're not a nice bunch.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, I mean that's the collective.
The collective opinion.
That's not to say everyone is a horrible person. They just tend to be
not great.
A bit sore sometimes, yeah.
So yeah, guys.
Will there be a Varadur map at some point? Yes, of course. Like, we are gonna be making every iconic settlement that you see in the movie, in other video games, and of course, like in the lore. But it
Yeah.
just takes time, because in the end we have to make the assets for it, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I was explaining this to someone in chat, who was in a game yesterday, who was asking me why we made we didn't make the iconic settlements first. Thing is, what you got to realize is that each iconic settlement has its own architecture that needs to be made, and a bunch of unique assets which need to be made for it. Whereas with settlements like just the default Gondor ones and some of the Rohirrim ones and some certain maps in game, they don't require all these fancy buildings. They just require this generic set. Like CAIR Andros is one of those that also didn't need anything overly fancy. As you can see, Dumon made a really nice palace without it. So it basically is just a time saver.
Yeah.
Well, all these
Hey Joe.
custom assets had to be made individually before. It's just that they can be used on multiple ones, whereas Helm's Deep can't be. There's no other Helm's Deep in Middle Earth, so you can't reuse. But something like, I guess, Rivendell, or we make lots of custom assets for that.
Yeah.
But we can use them on other generic Elven maps.
Indeed. Yeah.
I've lost my brushes.
Some of them are okay.
I've lost my brushes. I don't know where they are. Wait, crap. Yeah, for anyone.
And we have Joe on it on the chat, actually, who is one of the latest YouTube partner for Rise of Mordor.
Joe's cool.
He's
Everyone
following
likes Joe.
Yeah, he's a great YouTuber, and he's covering the tournament, the official tournament, and we are moving on to the semi-finals.
I'm in the semis, guys. Are you proud of me? I'm a good dev team member.
You're spoiling everyone, though. No, actually, no, it's from the video that Joe published, the last one, actually. So we're cool.
Are there going to be any wonders on the map? Do you mean like? Yeah. What do you mean by that? What do you?
I think he means like the pyramids and Stonehenge, that kind of stuff.
What on CAIR Andros?
No, he means the wonders when you see the Attila vanilla.
Like the Argonath or.
Yeah, the Argonath or I don't know. I don't know what else actually. Amon Sul. Amon Sul is gonna be one.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a settlement as far as I remember.
I'm getting.
Yeah. Or Weathertop maybe.
Yeah, Weathertop is Amon Sul.
Okay, by the way, guys. So just to reiterate for those who are joining, practically just going over CAIR Andros again. Unfortunately, the Anduin River won't be present in the map. When it gets placed on the campaign, the river will be somewhere over there in the distance. You will see it, but we just didn't have enough. Practically, CAIR Andros would have had to be the size of like 3 maps put together if we wanted it to fill the Anduin, so instead we're just going to have it on a cliff face. I'm going to move on to like terraining now, just because I know that building placing can be a bit boring. And practically what I'm just going to try and do is make the terrain just more uneven, sort of all over the place. And it's quite simple. You just sort of get your brush in this section and you add splotches of height with like fancy brushes all over the map. Oh, not there, that's too close to the walls. Hopefully without deforming the walls. And you can see there's like some unevenness in the height in the terrain, and then we'll go and smooth it out after. I want a different brush, so I'm gonna go get another brush, sort of go over again. Now this is gonna look really weird until we smooth it, I know. Actually, wait, you know what, I'm gonna do that again. And lower the opacity there, just so it's not as strong of an effect.
So one question that I will have actually is the cliff of the the farthest away, like the palace, is that cliff going to be on the tip of the island or what?
Wait, can you answer that again?
Well, I mean, like the palace of CAIR Andros.
This.
Okay. So is that going to be on the tip of the island, or can it be surrounded like here?
So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be one of the last it's going to be sort of the last tile on the island. So this should be the edge of the island. But I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work. So I'm not going to actually touch the cliff and the back part of this map until I speak with Jocks and sort of figure out whether I'm going to have to sort of help craft this river in a little bit. And let it come all the way around, because obviously this is going to be the last tile and it will be on the tip. There's just some logistical things behind it that I can't figure out. So yeah, we'll get to
will there be special rebel troops or just the normal faction units? Well, there isn't a rebel faction in Attila. You just have these smaller factions, and basically you will have those.
Yeah.
So I think we are gonna make this. Every faction has to have actually some kind of rebel faction for it. So Gondor has to have, I don't know, the usurpers. We haven't made plan for those. We have a rough list, but we haven't actually made plan for those. But
yeah, I mean, I'm sure rebellions are a core part of every game. There probably will be some
like,
sort. But yeah, we'll have to see when we get to it. Alright, so as you can see, now this is very subtle, but there is now just uneven terrain, and it just makes it look a lot more natural in game rather than a completely flat land. Now I've been told it should be pretty flat. I'm going to increase it in height very, very slightly more, however, just because I don't like the fact that it is just a bit too flat, practically, for my liking. And I know you really shouldn't do this, guys. Just if any of you do make maps, never use the circle brush when raising terrain. As I do it, but this is just because I'm lazy. And I've already done sort of the base layer, so this is just adding to it. There we go. Okay. We'll do one more brush over here, because that part was looking weirdly flat. And yeah,
we actually have 10.1k subscribers, like not even a week later.
This channel's growing madly. I mean, this social media presence of the mod has really done an absolute madness recently. I don't know how people managed to do it. However, you guys managed to do it so quickly. It was pretty insane.
I usually of course, we have content that was planned. So in the end, those traders really worked wonders.
Yeah, faction overviews.
Course, faction overviews, etc.
Yeah.
But the one point that I like to do is community posts, because they really work great with interaction, etc. Because they really give the feel of an active YouTube account.
Yeah.
So I tried to post the previews with some catchy descriptions, and at least. I tried, once per day, once every 2 days, something like that.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of attention now. They're getting.
Yeah, they're getting better and better. Yeah.
And I was thinking about other mods' presence on YouTube and even on their Discord activity, and we're just smashing out the park.
Yeah.
Just the number of previews and
yeah.
And that eventually grows to more traffic, and then that grows to more people coming to help, which grows to more previews.
If you've been following Rise of Mordor for a while, you would have known there was a very long sort of dark period in ROM's history where there wasn't a lot going on. I'm very happy to say that seems to be a thing of the past now. So hopefully we steer away from that as much as possible. Just a quick diversion, guys. If you don't have any idea what I'm doing right now, I'm literally just layering a bunch of textures to make the map's ground look a lot more natural. As you can see, it does look arguably better than it did before. And because there's going to be a lot of forest on this map, according to what Mr. Jocks has told me to do, we're going to have some areas with a lot of mud in them, and those are going to dictate where the most trees are. So I'm trying to see if we have a dark kind of mud thing, but I don't know if we're having any luck.
Someone with the official Rise of Mordor account actually pinged me and asked if I will tease the 10k special. I suppose this is jokes because this
Yeah.
is
He's
out
the only
of
man that would ask
out of the chat.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
just to satisfy his request, I can say that our 10K special is gonna be something very dark, and it's going to depict a very important moment for the fellowship, something that happened before the fellowship, let's say, had this incident. Okay, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really great. We are very hyped for that. I think you guys are gonna love it because in the end, it's not a very engagement like special like last time when we had the 5K special with other YouTubers,
Yeah.
etc. It's gonna be a standalone video that is going to do something, show something really cool. So, and in the best way possible.
Is that Joxon? Can we just get a confirmation? Is that Joxon chat? Because if that is, I really, really need to ask him a question right now.
He winked. So if he winked, I think it's...
Okay, I'm gonna assume that is you then. Could you basically tell me, is this, like, this tile, is this gonna be the top of the map? Because if so, then surely I should sort of carve out, like, the back of this map to be a river sort of expanding, like, to the whatever. Sort of, this is very rough, but, like, surely there should be some sort of, like, visibility of the Anduin wrapping around the island, if you know what I mean. Right? No? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking poo-poo.
He probably has left,
Yeah.
Left you to watch.
He said go ahead. Fine. First.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start adding some vegetation. Does anyone know their trees? Does anyone know their trees? I need somebody in chat who knows their trees very, very well. And if you know your trees for some reason, if one out of the 58 of you for some reason knows a lot about trees, can you please tell me what kind of trees would be around CAIR Andros? Because honestly, I have no idea. So I'm just gonna slap a bunch together and guess.
I think you're good with birch, and what else is there?
I wouldn't do conifer.
It's very specific.
No, it's in like all fir trees.
Okay.
They seem more like northern to me.
Yeah. The slope should be more vertical. Which slope? Do you mean to CAIR Andros? The cliff face? Yeah. I will be editing the cliff face. More than likely maples. Do we have maple trees? We do.
No, I don't see why maples should be there.
Let's look what a maple tree looks like.
Canada. Yeah, but they grow in Canada, and this kind of settlement is not really the idea of.
Oh, that's a beautiful tree, but no.
I'd say kind of Mediterranean trees.
Exactly.
Like
olive trees?
Let's say Italian. We've got 1.5 Italians in the chat, so
yeah, exactly.
Let's look at what a pistachio tree is.
Olive trees are actually very difficult to grow because they take a long time. So in the end, if this is a settlement that was besieged multiple times, I don't see why olive trees should be there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They could be there in the inner
Ooh, guys, yurt trees look kind of cool, and they sound cool too. Maybe I should get some yurt trees in there.
I have no idea.
I'm instantly thinking of the variags of Khan.
It's fine. We're gonna add some yurt trees in. Well, if it's wrong, we'll just go back over it. Right, the numbers that I'm typing in now, ignore them. You will more than likely never ever need anything like this unless you want really dense vegetation. If anyone actually is interested. Sorry?
Yeah, no, I can see those kind of, birch, oaks. Maybe cypresses, but, cypresses are more of elegant tree, So Tuscany is very full of those, and they are, they're put in strategic positions, in this long way to these villas in the. So.
Alvaro, that's a lovely comment, by the way. I've been really hoping this becomes the go-to mod for a really long time. I've been here, I think, upwards of 3 years now, sort of on and off, and this is easily the sort of most productive that Rise of Mordor's been, and it's really lovely to see like how much community engagement there is, whatever. I remember when I first streamed map making, like I think it was a year and a half ago or more now, around that time, and there was about 10 to 15 viewers at a peak on the stream on Twitch. And you know, it's really done leaps and bounds. What on earth? These are not trees.
Just a tree.
Oh, what the hell is this? That's not a tree. Wait, can you guys see this?
I guess I'm behind on the stream.
Yeah, we are.
I think you all are. But is that what a yurt is?
Oh my god.
Is that what a yurt is?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, that's
the yurt is.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we don't want those then. That's actually a really cool feature though. You can make like basically loads of camps really easily.
Well,
I guess like nomadic factions and stuff.
You know, the Barry Eggs of Candor in work.
Yeah, that's actually such
a
lovely feature. I had no idea that was a thing. Like, look, that's so cool.
I mean, yeah, I know we were looking for, you know, multiplayer maps, multiplayer friendly maps.
Yeah.
We could make a flat sort of steps of cans map and decorate it with that.
Could do.
Yeah.
Could do. Right, let me remove you yurts, you sneaky buggers, because it's not what I was expecting. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the... Okay, so pressure, I'll do a visual demonstration. When I set the pressure to 1... You guys... Wait, so you guys can hear me in Discord and you're behind. This must be weird. When you set the pressure to 1, it summons really a lot of dense trees, which end up looking like that. When you set the pressure to 0.1, you can see it's a lot less dense. So what I tend to do when I'm making my maps is where the colour is lightest is where you have the least trees. As you get darker and darker with the texturing, the darkest points have the densest trees to sort of match real life. That's something that Dunon sort of taught me. So what I tend to do is begin by going around all the really light areas, just very briefly, with just a bunch of these trees or whatever. Like so. I'm going to have to delete some of the trees later once I do the paths out the city, because obviously there needs to be like roads and stuff leading out. I don't think I'm going to do any farmland for CAIR Andros, because I think that completely goes against the law, if I'm not stupid. And then, so now we're going to increase the pressure to 0.2 and sort of do...
You have to put a river there too.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's very easy to sort of go over.
Okay.
And then we do an inside ring like this and just fill up all the darker spots. Like so. Any splodges like that. I know that's not darker, but that's like a lot of texture, so that's why I'm doing it there.
Yeah, and it also makes sense that these forests are not as, you know, as big as you would think, because in the end, in medieval times, forests were really clean, because people, you know, went there for wood and you know, just for the fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, when talking about hills where a castle would be, which is like my case in my hometown in Tuscany, you basically have like right now it's full of trees, and if you could see it in medieval times, it will be like there wouldn't be any trees. Not only for strategic reasons, because of course you have to see the enemy coming, and they shouldn't hide, but also because, you know, the common folk used to go in there and take a bunch of food.
That's a good point. So I might later sort of make a clearing around the city. Actually, I'll probably sort of do that now. I didn't really think about the fact that it probably isn't wise to have that many
one
trees.
cool thing that you could add is basically do it on the left side of the map, add a bit more trees, so on the western side, that is on the Gondor side, while
because
on the
Mordor,
eastern side,
Mordor would constantly be attacking.
Yeah, or basically, you know, you have to clear out the trees on that side because you know that the enemy is coming from that side.
Oh yeah, you want that sight range. Jackson Pettit asking, isn't CAIR Andros like Osgiliath? And that CAIR Andros is a fortress on an island in the Anduin.
Yeah.
It's
which
not.
it's still garrisoned during the War of the Ring.
I don't know.
So
Yeah, I
it's
don't know
not
to what extent you mean. Is it like Osgiliath? I mean, there's.
in the sense that it's on the Anduin. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's about
it's
it. They serve very different purposes.
yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of I think 2 points that the enemy could cross.
Yeah. It's that one and Escalation.
I think, and I think it did get overrun, didn't it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
They basically sent Sauron sent a smaller army because he was afraid of the Rohirrim, so he sent us there in order
Right.
to, you know, to back the cavalry up, and then, you know, it happened nonetheless, thanks to the, how are they called? The Druidine?
Yeah.
The small folk.
Really done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Victor was saying, don't forget about the roads. There
I
should be a
know, I
road
know.
that's used by soldiers.
Don't worry.
Okay.
There will be a road.
Actually, this makes me think of a. I think it's kind of good idea. You know, maybe trying to make these smaller roads to the that go along the river on the eastern side, maybe with some kind of a smaller palisades or something, so that they will.
Yeah. Because
You know.
one of the things that when I was playing with people, they said that was admittedly on the old map, which had the full island on it. But the bridge, the whole purpose of the fort was to stop enemies walking past, and yet on the map, the enemies could literally just walk past and ignore the fort.
I think that's one of the issues with this concept, which I don't really like. But then again, the tile is just not going to be big enough.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. We could. The thing is, there won't be any visible river on this map, so I could set up sort of camps, and we could imagine that there are, because there won't really be. I don't know. Maybe sort of we could make a land battle map, which sort of takes place on the crossing to CAIR Andros. So if you have a sort of a battle on the bridges leading inside of CAIR Andros, you'll have a battle which takes place with the enemy army starting on the other side of the bridge, the good army obviously starting on the good side, and they'll have a bunch of defenses like towers and palisades to help with the crossing. So
Yeah.
we could easily incorporate land maps to serve that purpose, because obviously you can place the land maps right on. I think with the vegetation I'm done. I'm actually going to make the back of this sort of rivery part now. I'm not sure
Jackson
how...
saying-
Yeah.
Sorry?
Oh, yeah,
Anas
the
is saying
marshlands.
the northern part of the island was marshlands. Do we
No.
know if that's
No, actually, I think he's referring to the dead marshes, which is in an entirely different.
No, I mean it
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah.
Surely it can't be, right? Because
No,
in
no,
every concept you look at of CAIR Andros, the northern part is always occupied. Like for
Yeah,
example, I don't know, just sort of briefly looking at all of these photos. I always found Third Age's approach to CAIR Andros very, very weird. I know this is a very, very off-topic thing, but I feel like the map was just very weirdly made.
Is it the one with the eel on the inside?
The
You
eel?
can like place catapults.
the hill?
Yeah, there's.
Oh,
that
the hill,
kind of-
right. Oh, I love the Italian accent sometimes.
It's amazing.
Sorry.
No, it's amazing.
I butcher my mum about it all the time. She has a very, very strong accent, and it's utterly hilarious. Yeah, there was a hill on the inside. Then they made a bigger version, which didn't have any walls, which was still quite odd.
Strange.
But...
Yeah, that is weird.
Dobry wieczór,
Asking-
towarzysze.
Tavares, Attila.
Hello?
Hello.
I was about to say that the northern part of CAIR Andros has to be like a shape of a ship.
Yeah.
It has to stay on the cliff and has to have that shape of a ship. Sorry. I guess you saw what I sent you for the tile mob, so keep in mind that shape of the tile.
Yeah. Are you on the stream now?
Yeah, I'm not absolutely sure about the space that you gave between the edge of the northern mob and the cliff itself. I think if that's possible, you should move a little, but you should move the cliff a little more to the north.
I mean, I wouldn't move the entire city and cliff. I'd just reduce the terrain a little bit more.
Well, hopefully that wouldn't cause any issues.
I mean, it shouldn't. This should sort of just link straight into the Anduin, no? Like this part of the map.
I hope so.
Do you think that this is sort of fine, like coming out to this level, and then I could just decrease this part slightly?
Not sure, but looking at this, it already has way more water than I expected it to have.
Hmm.
Well, with the settlement positioning itself, it shouldn't be really a problem to move it, especially when you don't have the AI stuff.
No, it's just the terraining will be confusing.
Yeah, terrain is also an easy way to fix. You just have to open the image with the height mob and just manually move it in Photoshop or something.
I have no idea how that's done. Is that something that could we test it like this first and then come back to it in future, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll probably be. Oh, let me not touch that.
Yeah, that's all. I've killed the discussion, so see ya. Tovarishi. Night, everyone.
Good night, bro.
No, man. No.
Night, man.
Gus the guy provided a good, concise description of CAIR Andros in the chat if anyone wants to see.
Could you read it out?
The island itself was long and narrow like a ship, a little over 10 miles in length. Oh god, 10 miles, you can't...
10 miles.
Yeah,
okay,
imagine if we had a
okay.
settlement that was 10 miles long.
Its northern end of sharp rocks like a high prow of a ship. Like high prow of a ship, split the waters of the upstream Anduin like in a bubbling foam.
Wait, so there should be a lot of rocks on the north.
Yeah. And it split the waters of the Anduin like a bubbling foam, and this gave the island its name. CAIR Andros was covered in trees. The island was located to the east of the land of Anorian and about 50 miles north of Minas Tirith. Because of its location, it was of strategic importance and was one of the only practical means for an army to cross the river. There we go. My storytelling over.
Thank you for your storytelling. No, that's actually that's very, very useful.
The rocky thing, yeah, you could really go heavy on that. That'd be a cool feature.
Yeah, I will. I'll definitely. I mean, this is sort of a good. I think this is a. Should I make it sort of more symmetrical? Do you think?
No, actually, I think
No.
the less clean it is, the better.
Asymmetry is always good.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about, an island,
Oh, and yeah, Jox has said, for reference, Attila settlements 8x8 tiles, which is 2 by 2 kilometers. So technically, oh god, what's miles to kilometers? I don't even know.
1.7 was it?
Something like that. So essentially, if we did
1.6.
CAIR Andros to scale, it would be something like 6 8x8 battle maps long or something crazy.
It's a lovely figure to think about.
Which,
imagine if every settlement we made was like you had to take 6 different parts of the settlement and it was like 8x8. I wonder what that would be like.
I mean, it would feel really kind of realistic, I guess.
Imagine having like one map that was played over multiple maps though, right? Like what? Just imagine that. That'd be so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it with just Leo, I think, some time ago. The feature for Rome 2, actually, the Rise of the Republic, where you can actually play in 2 different maps when you siege Rome.
Water splash VFX. I've used those before for waterfalls.
Ooh, that's cool.
I guess they could represent waves, yeah, but the thing is the lack of actual waves will make it look quite odd.
I don't know, I think it'll be quite cool, to be honest.
You'll just have water splashing with sort of no waves though, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the sharp rocks, though, I don't know.
I also can't remember how to. How on earth do I?
And yeah,
I
as
should be
Jock
able to
says,
edit this right now. I don't know why I can't.
oh, I was going to point that out. When you make the edge of the cliff, you've done it in a really straight line.
Yeah.
And in reality, or even if it's not realistic, just to make it look natural, getting all kinds of different
The thing
curves in
is,
that.
yeah, of course I will, but like the base terrain isn't going to contribute to the cliff at all. The cliff will be comprised of like rocks and stuff, which I'll use instead. But what I'm trying to figure out is
Oh yeah,
because
good point. Good
the
point.
way like to layer cliffs, you have to have like the ground completely vertical, otherwise the cliffs will like stick out really weirdly. But I should be able to edit this value, which will help me do that. But for some reason I can't, which is
Yeah, but what if you make just a little, I wouldn't say peninsula, but little beaches around the cliff, and then the cliff over it, and it's just gonna be in a few small places. It's not everywhere, so it just looks more irregular.
yeah, that's a
Um,
good shout. I definitely
yeah,
could do something like that. I'm just not liking
um,
how that looks. That looks quite.
it's quite pointy, and I'm maybe having this little I don't know, flashes
I
of
don't know
land.
if you go heavy on the rock build up, I think that could look fine.
Yeah.
You'll hide most, yeah, like you say. Joe Maloney suggesting if you think about it, there probably wouldn't be waves. It would be a constant stream of water,
Hmm.
so the effect would work.
Oh, you need to select a default brush. Man, Jox knows everything, doesn't he? Of course. Of course.
Mm.
How do you know literally everything? Like, it's the fact that you have the knowledge of everyone in the team combined in your head just frustrates me so much. Because he
Yeah.
knows, like, what I should know.
It's amazing.
Like, I thought I'm good. I think I'm good at this stuff, right? And all of a sudden he just comes along and it's like, no, bitch, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can make...
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this very sharp. So this will allow me to place the cliffs on very easily. And then I'll add terrain sort of outside later if I want to make, like, sort of deformities in the land, etc., etc. So it will look very weird now, but it's something that will be fixed at a later date. Trust the process.
Jock saying I suck at 2D.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Myron, your department is the only one safe.
Nah.
You must be very proud knowing that you're the only person that, Jock can't just imitate and take over. Okay, yeah, guys,
Yeah.
this does look very weird, but I'm not going to touch that anymore for today. But just, bear with me. Believe in me. It'll be okay. Okay, let me save
I will send you
because...
some reference for this stuff, so you know better what I mean with my suggestion.
Yeah.
Before.
I'll sort of take the maps in sections. I think the cliff line, because that will be like quite a lot of detailing in a very
Indeed.
monumentum thing. I'll do that at the very, very end, once the rest of the map is sort of completed.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, I think that's a decent clearing for the trees. I don't actually like how strong the textures are, so I think I'm going to go over with a brush and just slightly reduce the textures everywhere. Yeah, I'm just going to fade everything out slightly, because I do think the textures are a bit too strong for my liking. There you go. Still a bit much. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna mess with the heights again though. It's a lot of trial and error because no, not like that.
One thing that you could do first maybe is the roads, so you know more or less where you have to work with the rest of the tilling of the vegetation, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I really could. It's just it's really easy to just carve sort of roads into everything later. I've just done a boo boo. Where
I
on
don't know,
earth is
like
it?
one point that I was going to make earlier is just that I played a lot of Minecraft, and I really love those kind of builders who make this kind of very detailed and realistic environments, etc. So I quite love roads, etc. because you really can make them very alive, and so it just I look forward to them in the in this environment as well. Not making in Attila.
The
Because
thing
in the
is,
end,
like the
you can
outside
make.
of the city are always really underappreciated sometimes. So
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
indeed.
Well, on that topic, actually, Mythic is asking,
absolutely not
can,
mythic
can we get some
because
flowers?
this is a ward land. You absolutely would not have flowers growing if it's constantly under siege. I've basically done a really stupid thing, as you guys can see. There's subsections of like where all the buildings and stuff are in, and I've got all of the trees somehow have ended up in the logic section, and a bunch of my buildings have ended up in the logic section. And to move them out would take about 20 minutes because I have to select all of them individually and then move them and not do too many at once because it crashes. So
Nice.
good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
CA tools always sparkling with
Mm.
the
They're
creativity.
always
Never
something to
failing to
marvel at.
deliver. Yeah.
Now, my one current issue is this incline is too steep. Do you guys think this is ignore that part? Do you think this is too steep? I know
Yeah,
you're going to be a bit
it
far
looks
behind.
too much symmetric, and it's too much aligned with the walls.
It looks like a man-made hill, though. I mean, you did get them
Yeah.
in forts, to be fair.
Ah, yeah, maybe, but I think it's really big to be man-made. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it doesn't feel quite right on this fort.
Again, for me, it's one way you can make it more natural is having, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, some
Like
parts of
noise, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know what you call it.
noise, and of course, like other parts of the hill stretching out a little bit
And also, I mean,
at some
since
points.
we know the end of the island is just covered in rocks, maybe some
Oh,
rock clumps or something. I don't know. Give you an idea to break up the terrain.
could do. Could definitely do.
Was Gilead at the same depth of cliff around the city? You mean it was, well, it was kind of a plain, in the and with the river crossing. So it was, I think it was, at the same level as Gilead.
Hmm.
And will you make use of garrisonable buildings? They are rarely seen in vanilla, but can give more tactical options when placed near strategic points like bottlenecks. I
I
think
don't. I
the
think the first time that was discussed was when we were talking about how we would make Lake Town. They definitely aren't in the game at all. Um, it's not that they're rarely seen in vanilla. I don't think they're seen in vanilla at all.
I remember one in Athens, I think.
Oh, really?
It
I
may be
don't think
wrong
that's
too.
a
Yeah,
feature in
I
Attila,
remember.
is it?
I think it's in Attila as well, but I remember it from Rome too. But they are pretty great, They really flesh out city, in my opinion.
Yeah. I've personally never
But
seen them.
they
We
need
could.
to have their own technology. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
So
it's
yeah, that's
something for the future. Um, looks better, I guess. Could have some more just mini outreaches.
I think those were ruins, Jackson. They weren't just cliffs. It was just ruins of the walls of Osgiliath.
Oh yeah, that's based on the films. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is why I don't understand that charge, of course. Why
It was,
would you charge
stupid.
Because tactics in Lord of the Rings were the stupidest things ever. Apparently, all Gondorian soldiers had the brain of a pea in those movies. I know that Peter. It still to this day annoys me. It still to this day annoys me how bad those Gondor soldiers were.
You just I know they're stunt guys, but they run into the orcs and sort of hug them.
Yeah.
As they get thrown over their shoulder, and that kills them.
I remember that guy in Minas Tirith that is waiting for the memes to looks at the orc, and then it hits him. And I was always like, why? Why are you looking?
Yeah, they're not great.
It's not like
I love the guys though, the archers above the gate, who shoot the orcs, who bring up the small battering ram, and they just go to town on them. There's just piles of orcs.
Oh, that's great. But like, I've just never understood why he made them sort of so bad. Like, they didn't have to be that bad. They really didn't.
In the books they were really good.
Exactly. Like, I know he was trying to create. He was trying to create a sense of despair or whatever. You can still do that, but show us some cool Gondor soldiers killing things. Like, it's still, we want to see it, guys. We want to see it.
Yeah. Like in the books, if I remember rightly, in the books, the orcs barely breached the first level.
Yeah.
And then Rohan came, and then they
into the city.
Yeah, and then the Swan Knights charged out.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool to see in the film.
Yeah, after Theoden dies, there is the attack of the.
Yeah. Like,
I
honestly.
It was actually Imrahil and Gandalf together.
I honestly feel like the sheer numbers of the orcs were already creating a sense of despair. You really didn't need to make the Gondor soldiers absolute potatoes in order to exemplify it.
One of the worst things, I think, why would they have Gandalf to say that they shouldn't shoot at the towers? You know, it's weird. Why would they shoot at the towers?
Boromir keeps going on about how his country is, always at war and stuff. You'd think they'd know.
Yeah. And you can see those towers that they have, this, I don't know, metal sheets and everything. So
no, you're right. Like that, I didn't even think of that, and it just frustrates me listening to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Django.
And Death Count, of course, saying that there are the Nazguls as well. So them screaming it.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is.
So, actually, I don't know how to call you, if Saito or Lolwat.
Call me whatever your heart desires.
Okay, Lolwat, because it's easier, and I know mostly with that name.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the Lord of the Rings in Italian?
No.
Wow. I thought that you did.
Why? Why would you think that I would?
I don't know, because I don't know. You understand some Italian, and maybe you want to try it out.
I mean, I've never really considered it. I don't really like watching dubbed sort of shows and movies. I always find them to be a bit odd.
Yeah, but Italian dubbers are some of the best around. You know?
Really?
I'm not. Yeah, for real. Like.
What do we think, Mayron? Is that some patriotism flying in, or is that some genuineness?
I don't know.
I don't know if I believe him.
I don't know. Whenever I've watched Japanese dubbers, it's shocking.
Yeah, that is different. But Italian dubbers are actually, since we never had those kind of English shows. Like many countries, especially Nordic countries, they always have these kind of shows in English with subtitles, so people tend to know English at an earlier age.
Yeah.
And in Italy, we never had those, so we always had this kind of dubbers academies, and it happened many times that original actors went to congratulate with their dubbers, Italian dubbers. So,
I mean, honestly, it is a pandemic in Italy that nobody like the second language teaching level in Italy. Same in England, actually. Let's not ignore the fact that
England is bad.
Yeah, there is not a single person that I know that has retained their French speaking ability from school. But in Italy, it is honestly horrible. Like, the people that I've met, like my cousins and all of my family who are Italian and went to school in Italy, like, cannot hold a 2-second conversation in English. They can't even ask me, like, the time. They can't even say that I played football last weekend, you know?
Really?
That is absolutely.
Like, the only things I remember from French are, like, je jouais à foot. Just, like, I play foot. I don't even know if that's I play or I played. It's just one of the two.
Oh yeah, that's. I don't even know. God.
Something. Sorry if there's any French speakers in chat. I know I've just really insulted you, but I don't care.
I've retained a lot. I've retained a lot of German, actually. To be fair, from school.
You probably went to at least a partially decent school then.
No, we just learnt it, but like, I think I learnt it for 10 years,
Oh wow.
and a really good teacher.
Yeah, that is impressive, I guess. That's definitely impressive. The fact that you had a good teacher.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, they're few and far between, I'm afraid.
Yes, unfortunately. Also, back to the dubbing thing though. The thing is with Japanese dubbers is we cannot blame them because like the way that the Japanese language just is so different to the way that the English language is. Like the Italian language and the English language are like have some similarities phonetically, whereas when you just get to Japanese, it's completely different. So obviously, it's going to be.
Well, no,
easier.
yeah. What I'm saying is, also it's a bit jarring because I'm watching it, and I know like let's say Lord of the Rings. I know what they're saying in English, and they say something in Japanese, and I'm like, that's not the right line. You've butchered the line. You changed it.
Wait, can you speak Japanese?
Yeah, I'm half Japanese.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Although I have to admit that I really, really can't speak Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just lied to me,
Oh,
got my
no.
hopes up, and then crushed them all within the space of a few
I can
seconds.
understand it quite well.
Yeah. Okay.
For my speech, yeah, I've got this disgustingly strong English accent.
It's kind of the same with me with Italian. I used to speak Italian a lot better than I do now. I just didn't go to. I haven't been to Italy in 3 years. I used to go over a year, and my Italian was pretty good. Like I went for a month one time, and was by the time I was coming back, nearly speaking it fluently. But then I came back to England, didn't go for years, haven't spoken it since, and it's just been horrible. Yes, the map will be more forgiving for attackers. This is going to be, as you can see, it's a lot larger. There's 3 large choke points here which are going to lead to this layer, and then I am going to knock a hole in this wall and knock a hole in this wall and make 2 more ramps going up to the top, so it should be hopefully much easier to attack. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this building section because there really isn't that much to do, and it should be about 10 minutes, 15 minutes actually. We'll export the map as a land battle just so we can see what it looks like in game. Obviously there's still a lot of design work to be done outside the city and some touch-ups inside the city, and then I can show you guys Anilon and Ted if you want. And yeah, that's practically it. And I think that's when we'll call it a day. Does that work? I don't know. So, Mayron, how often? I mean, how long does it take you to make a concept? Because I see you pumping these things out like crazy.
Well, today I did my quickest one yet.
Ooh.
Which was 4 hours. What they called Umbar Usurpers took me 4 hours.
And how long does a normal one take?
I mean, I was very surprised by the Umbar one. I'd say, well, it depends. Again, it depends on if it's like 1 character or 3 characters, or each one has a different pose, or like the level of detail.
Yeah.
But like maybe 8 hours.
Damn, you pump them out like crazy. That's insane.
Well, I'm on a gap here, and.
Yeah, of course. I see. It's really difficult for me. I still I really wanted to take a gap year, and I still would have loved to. But I've also would I if you asked me the question just before I went to uni, I probably still would have wanted to, as some last minute things that told me not to. But the fact that I've gone to uni and made friends there now means it's practically I don't want to take a gap year anymore.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna take one this year, and take a gap
Oh,
between first
really?
and second year.
Interesting. Okay.
But now I don't want to do that because I want to live with because I've made some like incredible friends and I want to live with them next year and everything. So basically, I've let friends change my life course, which is just great. And not
Yeah, no, that
ideal.
makes sense. I can see what you
Yeah.
the logic behind that, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like I dodged a bullet with going to uni because some of my friends at uni haven't even met the people on their course, which is
The thing is, with uni this year, you've really had to go out of your way and make an effort to meet
yeah,
people.
yeah.
And like, I guess I'm kind of lucky because I've always been quite sociable since I was young, so it wasn't really hard for me. Like when I first met my flatmates, like first thing I did when I moved into my accommodation was go like knock on everyone's doors, say hi, introduce myself. Then we all went out like together. The three of us. It was three of us on the first
Yeah.
day. Went out
Oh,
in the
nice.
day, then went out at night, and then sort of just branched out from there. But
Yeah,
like, I guess it can
sounds
be
strong.
really hard for like for some people to sort of just get out there in the
Yeah.
first place. Like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more or less it happened the same with me. Like, having issues this year because I actually started my master course with COVID, so it was pretty bad. Like I started working the year that COVID came out. So in the end, even my first actual working experience was pretty bad. Because, it was 2-3 months in office and then, just smart working from
One
home.
sec. Daft, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want this stream to get flagged. The Daft man in chat has said, will the walls be correct length to allow even deployment of archers? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean the walls be an equal length on each side? Because I don't know what you mean by correct length. Like, there isn't really any set length to follow. As you can see, like, the shape of the fort is very similar. Like, you can deploy on all of this wall. The only thing which you're going to have to note is you can't walk over from the middle wall to the side walls, unfortunately. This isn't out of choice. If I could connect all this whole wall together, I really would. Unfortunately, we just don't have... basically, there's a problem with the assets which sort of work at a 45-degree angle. So this is our easy workaround, is we just separate the wall into sections. But yeah, what do you mean? Could you rephrase that question and sort of explain it a little bit? I don't know why I'm waiting for him to respond. Like, obviously it's going to take him a while to type the message.
Anyway, Allergy, continue your story.
No, I was just saying, that it was pretty difficult because in the end, you couldn't have classes on campus. So in the end, it was pretty difficult to, go out, etc. So in the end, I just, I had some friends from work and we kept going out with those.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bad, this in general for many people.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I mean, I had a amazing job on a film set a few weeks ago.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and we were working with COVID, but it was okay, We had to wear masks and stuff, and we had a like kind of scary COVID outbreak in the middle of the job, so we all had to go home for a bit. But that was the only time that we let COVID affect the job.
Can I ask what were you working on? Like, I'm not as in, I don't know if I'm not going to ask you what film because I'm not sure if you signed an NDA or not.
I didn't. I know I did.
Yeah. But so what was your job on set? Like, what were you doing?
Scenic artists. So that's the construction guys go in and build the framework, and then we go and paint it.
Oh.
And, we make things look like rock, make things look like brick.
Like, what sort of prior experience did you have to like help yourself land that job?
Oh no, absolutely none.
Oh.
I'd done a little bit of model making. Well, actually, I guess 2D art. You draw a lot of.
So did you tell them that you were like a 2D artist and that you'd done a lot of this stuff?
Well, my cousin got me in.
Oh, okay.
He was on the job, but yeah, it was like, turns out I'm okay at it.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You're a great artist, dude.
Thank you. I think no. I think once you get in like the mindset of just things come more naturally once you've got more experience, I guess.
Daft, you really shouldn't
Uh,
be having that issue anywhere on Rise of Mordor. Like the walls are walls. I'm still a bit confused by that question. As long as you place the archers on the walls, they will deploy nicely. You can drag them to be longer. The only times that there are issues is, I should actually speak to Jocks about this, is there is a slight issue on the internal, like the angled walls, the ones that are at 90 degrees, because you can't place them properly. They do go out like 2 or 1 squiggly rows, but most of the walls on this map, these are all straight, so you won't have that issue here. Although, good point, I do need to actually speak to Jocks about that soon. Anyways, back to you, Mayron.
oh, where was I? Sorry, I've just realised I've got to do the washing up
Oh
tonight,
no.
which is a bother. Yeah, film set, good fun. Really, really rough hours. You know, a job like that absolutely takes over your life. So you don't have a weekend. You get maybe
Seriously?
one. Yeah, well, I mean, if you got to get the job done, you got to work all the time.
How often were you working?
So I did 5 weeks. So I got, excluding that COVID break, I got maybe 3 or 4 days off.
In how long, sorry?
5 weeks.
Oh my god.
But it was so good. Like I loved every day.
Did you... Actually, no, I'm not going to ask that. Never mind. No, probably not the best question to ask on a stream.
Okay. But yeah, it's really tough, but it pays so well.
See, that's what I was going to ask, but I didn't want to.
No, I'm not afraid to say that. No,
Did they pay hourly, or was it on a salary?
You get a day rate, but then overtime is like Sundays is double pay, for example.
What?
Saturdays is 1.5, and it's a lot.
See, now I'm not going to ask you the numbers, but you don't understand how badly I want to.
Yeah. No, I was in a rough situation actually. Now I'm so happy.
Well, financially, do you mean?
Oh yeah, I'm so happy I got it. So now I'm like.
I mean, you must be absolutely balling. Do you? I assume that you still live at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't even have to like pay rent or anything. You're living the
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Well, the hope is that you build up contacts and things.
Yeah, of course.
But
What's
you
your
end
like
up getting
dream
more.
job?
I didn't mind that, to be honest. That was quite fun. I think having loads and loads of different skills. So you come into the film set and you literally ask, what do you want me to do? I could do this, and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a bit of variety.
That does sound a lot of fun.
Indeed. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to go and do the washing up soon.
Okay. That's fine.
Which is sad, but
It's okay. You will be missed. Don't worry.
oh well. I will miss you guys.
Why? Why? That's the question. I don't get you. No, I'm kidding. Alright. Do you want to say your goodbyes, or are you just going to awkwardly hover around for a bit before you go? Because this has reached a very, very weird place where I'm not sure what's going on. Help me here.
It was good to be here. You've done great first try, I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, it's good to be back with everyone here. And yeah, I'll do a 2D stream soon, I guess. So I'll see you then.
Okay.
Bye, man.
See you later.
See you guys.
Right. Elegy, can you do me a straw poll? Right?
Yeah.
I actually need one. I want you to go ahead and ask the chat, would they prefer for the second layer of walls to be climbable, or the third layer of walls to be climbable? So the third layer of walls being the walls up here, the second layer being the ones down here, because I'm going to have to shift around my the buildings depending on sort of what's going to be climbable and stuff.
Okay,
so yeah. I'm kind of confused as to what to do. I'll do this for now.
Which level of walls would you prefer to be climbable?
Yeah, and then just type second and third.
Level.
Third is the top one. Okay, guys, there'll be a poll in chat. I know most of you are probably gonna say third anyway, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah, everyone is saying third.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to probably rearrange these walls slightly so we can figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm only gonna make this part climbable just for balancing, and then that part as well, but not this middle part. I don't know. Oh, it's so confusing because when we don't have these, like when the angled joiner things don't work, like it just makes things a lot more confusing. Because when I tried having 5 working wall sections last time, like the game wouldn't physically allow me, and I feel like there's like an in-game limit or something. Definitely not both, Goldie. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. I don't even know if this is a thing, but this is just what I've seen. 4, 5. Virgin 2 wall, the Chad third wall.
Yeah.
God. I'm quickly going to check the poll. I know it's mostly going to be third. I know what the people want, I guess. Kind of. I'm going to vote for third as well. Is there a single one who said second? This is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's actually 3 votes for the second one for now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It seems like the city is constantly under attack, so the third layer damage will make sense. Actually, we were talking about it today, and my point here is that we know that this settlement is well maintained. So in the end, first, if you have something damaged, it's gonna be the outer layer, and of course, as soon as something is damaged, someone is going to repair it. Of course, the mod starts before the War of the Ring, so probably Gondor Mordor will be.
I also want to explain to people that escalation levels will be a thing. So we don't want to just be basing whether there's sort of burning cities or whatever based off, like, not burning cities, but like there's damaged parts based off of theoretical things that haven't happened. But if a Mordor army attacks CAIR Andros for multiple days, then the city will break down. And if they get repelled and another army comes along, the walls will be damaged. We're hopefully going to have this functionality level on the same level as like vanilla. It is actually quite complicated making escalation levels. I know Jox is probably going to say no, it's really easy. You just have to be really intelligent, and then I'm going to go like no. But yeah, that is going to be a thing. So the settlement will be damaged based on sieges. Walrus, I haven't touched the water yet. The water will get a lovely redo. There's going to be a whole cliff line stretching around here. Ligi, look away because I'm about to really, really hurt you right now, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you're about to witness. But it's happening. There's nothing you can do about it.
I have no idea what is going on.
Oh, let me redo that. Oh no, I've lost it. Where are you? Uh-oh.
Oh, the water. You're adding the water. Yeah, but it's okay. I kind of like it there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
How did he manage to make it look so nice? Okay. I'm gonna do this other one.
Joe Maloney saying, I don't envy you having to balance maps by adding poor defensive design. I think it's easy to fall into the mistake of making perfect keep. Yeah, and of course, like, this map has been around for a really long time, so we have quite a lot of feedback. So.
Yeah. It's definitely it's something that I was sort of hammering into one of the old map makers who left the team. We had quite a few. He didn't leave, but he's just become very inactive. I persistently tried to get him to add some more attacking options to this map because I was explaining how much of a choke fest it was. Balancing is really unnoticed sometimes. Like it's very easy. People are like, "Oh, add the cool thing, add the extra walls, add multiple layers of defense, make it mountable, whatever," but you have to remember at the end of the day, we cannot please everyone, and we have to make sure that people can enjoy the map, and that's certainly something that on a lot of maps you can't do because, you know, they're just too badly balanced.
And
So,
we have our own vision for it, of course.
exactly, you know. Ooh.
Jackson asking, on third age, how come Osgiliath is always damaged? That's because of the history of Osgiliath. Osgiliath basically after, I think it was the, what was it called? Like, you know, the third age pandemic, basically in Gondor. So they left the city and they were, you know, quite few
Wait.
people there.
Is he asking in third age like Total War or just in the?
I think he's asking in Third Age Total War, but in the end, the explanation is because of how the Lord deals with Osgiliath. So it's not about, you know, their choice. It's about the Lord stating that Osgiliath is in ruins. So nobody lives there aside from armies, you know, Gondorian armies.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeedio. Once again though, like everyone is free to have their own creative vision. If that's
Yeah,
how they wanted
indeed.
to do it, then fair enough. You know, if they did it based on lore or for other reasons, fair enough. We obviously want to do our things a certain way. And unfortunately, those ways aren't always going to please everyone, but we're just trying to make the best mod that we can possibly make for you guys at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
indeed.
I don't know what to fill this with. I've hit like an
What
impasse.
about a little garden for this kind of palace here?
Oh, it could do.
But at the same time, maybe, you know, leaving it free and making another road will, you know, eliminate the whole danger of having this kind of, you know, choke points.
I honestly, I think there is more than enough roads. I don't think we need any
Okay.
more
Yeah,
roads.
yeah.
Like
I
leading,
trust.
we've got
You
for
are
us, yeah.
yeah.
We've got quite a few here, and leading in, like, so these choke points are all very large, and I've made sure that people can't sort of just camp these tiny streets because I've made these second roads going in here. So I think we'll be fine regarding choke points. I didn't want to add any more roads because the more roads, the more complicated for AI. Will you make more mods covering other ages? How about you let us finish Rise of Mordor first? That's a very, very, very long way away.
It's very funny because you know, we have basically broken every well, not every, but most of the limits that we had. So it almost feel like when these questions come along, it almost feel like we are the superheroes of mods, and basically there are people asking us to, you know, just do the basic work on some other age or some other mod, and then, you know, go ahead and leave it to someone else. I don't
Yeah.
know. I
I
always
mean,
feel like
look,
this.
the hope is, or at least my hope is, that once the campaign is released, and once we have sort of everything out, blah blah blah, people will be able to freely come to Total War Attila and make whatever mod they
Yeah.
see fit. They could make submods which use Rise of Mordor's assets, but move it towards the second age. But
I mean, maybe don't use the same palace since you used it.
oh yeah, I didn't even realize. I did not even realize. Good point. I don't know. I'm just not entirely sure what to use here. Like,
Maybe I add a little garden, you know,
mm,
just a few trees and maybe, you know, some plantains or something. I don't know. Just an
could
idea.
do. Okay.
Since there are palaces over there. And yeah, you know, being open as a mod is really important. And, you know, the whole, I don't know, plethora of mods that came out after Third Age. Divide and Conquer, Silmarillion, and Reforged, all of that stuff. It's just because they opened the way. So we are kind of hoping that the same thing happens. And then you're gonna have maybe someone doing a Second Age, Rise of Mordor because of the TV series.
Joe's giving a good point. He's saying fill the spaces with storehouses as it's meant to be a solitary fortress and also less grass. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm trying to find a balance between this is all residential areas, whereas once you go inside, this is actually all sort of military encampment style buildings. This is all military. This is like civic, so like, embassies, whatever you want to call it, and there's more military stuff literally everywhere. So the upper level is all civic, higher class, and military. I don't know. Then should this garden be here? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think it just gives more life, just hidden details in the.
But does it contrast the lore too much? Should be fine. It should be fine.
Yeah, I don't think it does. Is this an upgraded version for the campaign?
This is an upgraded version for everything. It'll be for multiplayer as well. We're going to be replacing the one in multiplayer with this much larger version.
People are saying Morgoth conflict, so the first stage is more epic than Lord of the Rings. Well, it depends. I mean, we don't have that many information, or, as many as we do with the War of the Ring. In the end, the Silmarillion is just a collection of things that happened, but in the end, we don't know as much as we do with the Lord of the Rings. Imagine all of those settlements that are not detailed, and imagine all of those that we actually have detailed. So you know about Minas Tirith, you know about Gondolin on the other side, but you don't know maybe how those settlements on the estuary of the river are made. I can't remember where Círdan actually lives in the first stage. I can't remember the name. We have so many things that we know about this, and honestly, it's the more epic. There are movies about it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, each to their own, I guess. I personally do prefer, I think the Third Age. I think there is just a lot more. Going on, but everyone has the right to have their own opinion, so flaunt it.
Gondor is very rocky, but rather bland. It depends. Again, here we are on a river, so maybe it looks a bit different.
Gondor is very rocky. Sorry. I don't know why he's apologizing.
You should always apologize, of course.
Sorry, give me a second. I need.
Thank you, Dodgy Kingdom. Thank you very much. Círdan lives in the Falas in the first stage, later the Isle of Valar. And that is why we have the Falatrian units for Linden.
Sorry guys, I'll be back in literally a minute and a half.
Okay, you're leaving me here alone. Okay, chat, if you wanna ask something, I'm here, since I'm the only one. Lolwat has abandoned us. Canadians, people from New Zealand. We have a lot of people from all parts of the world. Maron, if you want to say something in chat, this is the moment, because there isn't anyone. When it comes to voices, when like it's not very high priority, because in the end, it's not really important. People still enjoy the mod, even if there you go, you are. They're not really high priority in the end, so we're gonna make them. Don't worry, we actually have the library of the voices from Battlefront Middle Earth, and we're gonna change them once we have cracked that side of things as well. And Goldie asking, do the stairs on walls work now? So that's a question for you, Lol. They work.
Yeah. They should.
They
should work, and I think they should work for every map now, as far as I know. I don't know if they'll work for every map. They might have to be re-exported, but for all future maps, these should be functioning. And if not, then Jox has some answering to do.
Yeah. Can you give us a little information of the 0.6? Well, it's not going to be 0.6. I think it's going to be 0.5.5 probably. Because if not, we're going to just, all the numbers are going to be taken, and we're going to...
You got to be really delicate with these numbers, dude. Can't use them all.
Yeah, exactly, because, if we had a number for each faction that we add, it's going to be, 1.0 in a second. And, actually an hint on the next faction that we're going to release is at the end of the Rohan trailer, which I thought it was pretty...
Everyone knows what faction we're releasing next, and if you don't, I am sorry, guys, you are living in a brick.
It's gonna be a rad.
Yeah, also this map will be part of the next update, and so will Anilond, which is the map that is on my YouTube channel preview. For you guys that haven't seen it, go watch it, and if you haven't watched it, then you're also living under a rock. Go do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rad, and then we're gonna have these new maps, also something really spicy. We'll see, and some Easterlings units, which are from the Variags tribe that Walter is making. Yeah, it's a rad run. So right now, is every stone path that is visible usable?
Yeah, every stone path that you can see, apart from this one, because there is no need to make it usable, and this one which goes into the garden. Basically, like, these tiny ones. This one will be usable just because it's quite big, but like all of the large stone paths, this one running here, this one running here, this one will be usable, this one running around will be usable, all these paths in and outs will be usable. Actually, most of them will be usable. It really depends how much detail I go into with the no-go zones. These are the no-go zones. This is basically how you tell units not to run into things. If there were no no-go zones, people could run through the buildings. And as you can see, it takes a while to draw them, right? So if I were to take a lot of detail, or take a lot of time doing them, I could make them insanely detailed and just do small building clumps like this, right? And just let units run through all of these complexes. Firstly, though, that would be horrible for balancing reasons, and secondly, it would be an absolute nightmare. It would take hours and hours. So what we tend to do is just go over the whole block, basically, like that. Obviously, not with that, these lines would be much closer. That was just a brief. But yeah, the stone paths will be playable. I'm currently not able to use my phone, so Elegy, if you want to keep me up to date with all of the things that are being said in chat, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. People are asking, of course, they heard Arad, so they're asking for the Mumakil, and the Mumakil takes a lot of effort to make, but we might have
or surprisingly little effort. Who knows these days? Everything is up to change. All I can say, guys. Oh, sorry. Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, no. It's just another thing that people were saying. So go ahead.
Yeah. All I can say, guys, is all of these creatures will come eventually. Trolls, Mumakil, and everything you've seen on the Trello. So, trolls, Mumakil, wargs, spiders are all 100% confirmed they will be coming to Rom. The only one that might not come is spiders. I don't know why they wouldn't, but I'm not going to say like they're 100% confirmed because I don't know how everyone's feeling about that. But Mimikill will eventually come. Trolls are being worked on right now. It's been such a long and tiring process just figuring out how animations work. Obviously, I released the troll submod recently, and you can see it was quite, like everything in the troll submod is quite clunky. It's just very, very hard to sort of figure out how animations work in game. So it's a slow work in progress. But just, you know, Mimikill will come eventually, and I promise you when they come they'll be worth it. Same as trolls, same as wargs. And trust me, we are just as excited as you guys are. Honestly, if not more. Like, I've been sticking around with this mod for years now, and it's because I really, really damn like it. So, we're just as hyped as you guys. I promise you they will come soon. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there you go. The buildings of CAIR Andros are done. And yeah. So I know I'm speaking for a while. I'll quickly wrap this conversation up. So what happens now? I'm not going to do this on this stream. I'm just going to get this in game as a land battle so I can show you guys what it looks like. But what happens now is I make the deployment zones, do all of the no-go zones, add capture points, detail the cliffs, and then I have to do a really, really strenuous task, which is making the walls and streets AI workable, which is basically doing a bunch of boxes, connecting these boxes to each other and creating paths for the AI to follow. I'm not going to do that on stream because it is boring as hell, takes about 3 hours, and nobody wants to watch that. So yeah, what I am going to do now though is make some deployment zones and get this dude in game so we can sort of see what he looks like. The walls aren't climbable yet, so we won't be able to mount the walls, so we'll have to see that another day. Eligi, take it away.
Yeah, first thing is be careful on what packs you have enabled when loading the game with this map, so they don't get spoiled some stuff. And then what else? There were some questions, and actually are quite, I don't know if it's a suggestion or just a question. Is it possible to make the large ramps into steps?
Yeah, I think. I do think so. I'm actually pretty sure that there is a stair that I can just... Didn't really think about that. Sorry, let me...
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I think.
Could do.
And what else?
Look, if we... I've got it on stream.
Yeah. Rattling Trollmen, I think you mean the Alf Beasts, Alf Trolls, are like the Beastmen DLC reference. Well, it's not a reference to Warhammer. They're actually from the books. The Gondorians are saying that there was like this kind of Alf Trolls because they looked monstrous. So we're gonna add them as a unit, but it's not gonna be trolls. It's gonna be just humans.
I was pretty upset when I heard that they didn't we didn't want to really take on the full sort of idea of half trolls actually being half troll. I thought it was such a cool idea. Honestly,
I actually think it's the contrary. Like, I think it's pretty cool that the idea behind the half trolls, it's that these are normal men that are quite bigger. But at the same time, they are very using, I don't know, exotic equipments and stuff. So the Gondorians were so scared of them that they thought that they were actually trolls.
Okay. So, by the way, guys, I'm just showing you sort of what you could do with stairs. This does obviously look horrendous. It won't look like that. Maybe I will consider it. It really will just. I'll see how nice I can make it look. In terms of design, I still do have to make the extra ramps. So we will do that. For now, I'm just going to do these deployment zones, export it as a land battle, quickly pause the stream so you guys don't see any things that you're not meant to see, and then we'll come back and get this in game.
Perfect. Goldie was asking me to say a word in Italian, and I actually want to hear you say it after I say
it. No.
But okay. It's pretty easy. It's a reference to Inglourious Bastards. Buongiorno.
Oh, that's pretty simple. Why do you want us to say buongiorno?
Okay, yeah, you did pretty good. I don't know, like, it's Brad Pitt saying bonjour, so it's quite a meme thing.
Odd
And what
people, odd
else? A lot
people.
of questions. Yeah, a lot of questions about the campaign. People asking what are you going to play first on the campaign?
Ooh.
And that's a pretty good question. I have
Oh,
no idea.
I
Don't
am.
remember.
You're spoiled for choice. If
Yeah,
there is Harad, I'm absolutely playing as Harad first. Um,
yeah,
this is okay. I have to admit, it largely relies on whether Mimikil are going to be out yet. Like Harad, I think honestly, they're definitely my favorite evil faction. I think they're so cool. They might be my favorite faction overall. And if they have Mimikil, I'm I'm absolutely choosing Harad first. I'm really excited. So I think that will be my first playthrough. I know it's not very generic. If I were to pick a good faction, it would probably be. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't
I
know.
think
I'd want to
a
fight the
cool one.
orcs. Maybe the dwarves. Maybe Erebor.
Yeah, Erebor will be pretty cool to play, especially with the scripts that we have planned. The whole
Yeah,
reclamation of
yeah.
the dwarven mansions.
Actually, honestly, I completely forgot about that. Like with the way that we're designing like the maps and everything, which you guys will hopefully see soon. Um, Erebor does seem like it's going to be one of the most unique playthroughs.
Yeah, indeed. I think all of them in the end, are gonna be pretty unique because
Oh man,
just
they're
by
getting me
going around
excited
them.
now.
Yeah, every time I see something that Maestro does on the Trello or somewhere else, like I'm so excited, and it's great.
I've
Yeah,
actually been avoiding like reading the scripts because I kind of want it to just be a surprise. I wanna sort of like go in with not many expectations and see how like the limits of Total War can surprise me.
yeah,
By the
it
way,
makes
guys, I'm
sense.
just exporting the map right now. It shouldn't take too long.
I actually have to read them because sometimes they may sparkle some ideas for some videos. So but they are actually pretty interesting to read as well. So I enjoy them a lot. And people asking, will Gandalf be? Actually, it's Gandalf. Will Gandalf be in the mod? And of course, it's gonna be in the mod. Why shouldn't we have Gandalf?
Wait,
Go
are we
all the
actually?
way
Are we
on the
definitely
one.
having Gandalf? Are you sure?
I am gonna fight tooth and nails for Gandalf.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in the end, he is in the battlefield. So we might have other heroes that are not, fighting. So we don't need custom models because they are actually, different entities. So, maybe Saruman is not actually, fighting, and it might be something else. But in the end, Gandalf is always gonna be there. He's always in the battlefield. He's moving around. So I don't see why Gandalf shouldn't be there.
The one that's definitely going to be there is Sauron.
Yeah.
And he's going to be really cool because I think we spoke about it, and obviously this isn't confirmed, like nothing is, but he should act kind of like an elephant, where he was able to knock back multiple people at once and do massive splash damage. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, it's probably the only unit that we can allow being a single entity.
Yeah. I'm going to quickly load onto Analond so you guys can see what that looks like in the editor if you've recently obviously seen the preview. Once again, if you haven't, YouTube channel is in the description, I think. Right, LG?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
It is.
Oh, weird textures. Yeah, so this is Analond in TED. It's a lot, you can see. Quite a bit smaller. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is what I meant by like the really annoying AI stuff. You see all these boxes and things and like all of these weird lines. Look how many of them there are. This is all to get the AI functioning. The bigger the map, the longer it takes. But yeah, I'll quickly disable all that. Yeah, so this is the map.
Good. It could use a little bit more fields, I feel, like on the along the roads, especially the ones going out.
Yeah.
But it is really cool. And the mountain, the little hill, it's really nice.
And this will be the first map which includes an actual curved wall for Gondor. Jox, we've managed to recently get curved walls working, which is really great. So hopefully in the near future, Jox is going to be able to make me a gate for like curved walls and some stairs, so these will be fully functional. Right now, these don't you won't be able to actually use these in battle. I mean, you technically can, but once you're up there, you can't get down because there's no stair pieces. So that's sort of just display for now. But yeah, that's Anilond. So I'm gonna close this now. And how do I hide my screen? I'm not sure. What can you see when I do that? I know you're going to be a bit behind, but I've turned off my display capture, so I'm curious as to what you guys see right now.
Well, right now we're just seeing the map.
Okay, it should be a bit behind.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's just a black screen.
Okay,
Perfect.
now it's black screen. Yeah. Yeah, so guy, enjoy the black screen. Don't worry. It's gonna be over soon. And why not Sauron? In myth, it doesn't have a body. There's a quote of Smeagol saying you saw him. Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about. We said that Sauron is gonna be him, but of course only when he gets the ring. So it's not gonna be physical until he gets the ring.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like, there's a general who can't move, basically, because in the end, I don't think we can change faction leader without killing one. I have no idea. Well, the guys in scripts will figure it out. And lots of stuff in the chat. We're having Nazgul and Sauron and the Felbeasts. Felbeasts, absolutely not, because they look pretty wanky on the Attila engine. And Nazgul are planned. We have been working on them. There are gonna be two that are gonna be custom, which is of course the Witch King.
Honestly, I really I know this isn't gonna happen for the main mod, and I don't think it's a good idea for it to happen for the main mod, but I really, really hope that somebody who makes a submod in future can include goats. I really like goats. I think they're so cool.
Frosty is gonna make them. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make a submod for that.
Maybe, but it requires the same amount of unless you fit it to the horse skeleton, it's gonna be very confusing. Two things that I'm gonna viciously fight for, right? Actually, one thing that I'm going to viciously fight for is the Great Beasts of Gorgoroth. I want to see them so badly, and I will fight everyone in the team until I manage to convince them to include them in the mod. I will animate them myself. I'll be happy to do that.
Hold on a second. The screen is black, but we're just loading up the maps, so we just don't want you to see some stuff that you shouldn't see.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I think we were talking about the Great Beasts. We're just saying it's not something that we will deny. We're not gonna say no.
Wait, you were talking about it recently, did you say?
Yeah, in administration with the other guys.
Oh my god, you guys have a whole thing to yourselves? I didn't even know they had an administration chat where they talk about this stuff. Are you kidding?
Yeah, we have like the heads of every department, basically.
What, where you talk about the core aspects of the game?
Yeah, and some other administrative stuff,
Oh man! See,
stuff.
3 years in the team, guys. 3 years, and I don't even get an invite. What a joke!
Well, when I joined, actually, it was pretty dead, and then we added a few more positions. It was art lead for Maron, and then design lead for Maestro.
Yeah.
And then there's the team director.
And then map lead for
LOL 3. No, that falls under Aganaz, I think.
Ah, that's cheating. It's cheating.
Yeah.
Can you see my game or no?
No. Right now, I can't.
That's
Maybe
odd.
I'm a bit behind.
No, I mean it's it's not.
Yeah, there it is.
Wait, you can?
It's not centered.
It's not centered.
No, it's just like. The screen is a bit to the right. I have no idea why.
This was happening in my Analon video. When I recorded the footage, it was all there, so I had to
Look at the
recenter it.
sentence. Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry the ring for you, but I can carry you.
That's odd. I don't think I can do anything about that recentering now. Can you see me loading into CAIR Andros?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what the hell?
It's the center. I have no idea what else. You can move it on, I don't know, where.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
I cannot wait for you. I cannot wait for you to see what's happened.
Wow, that is great.
Oh man, this is so annoying. Okay, so we're not going to be able to see CAIR Andros in stream today. This is actually, like, I laugh, right? I laugh, but this is a horrible bug, which I haven't had happen to me ever. I've just seen it happen to Potato. Oh no, and I'm not in, I don't know.
It's a tile map problem. I can't hear you actually.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
You're breaking off. Yeah, now it's better.
Sorry, your screens have just gone really weird. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's the tile map issue. Maybe you, I don't know, you put it on the ground.
Practically all of the ground has been raised by...
Yeah, this is basically Pompeii. Oh. Oh, wow. What is going on? Like, there was this red explosion. I think we changed something. Yeah, now it looks like it's Gilead. It's basically Pompeii, and you know, it's all covered in volcanic ashes from Mordor.
Okay.
I can't hear you, man.
That's fine. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah.
That is very, very irritating. Okay, right. So unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to be able to show you the result of what's happened today. That is an issue which Potato Dude had a while back, and it nearly practically corrupted his progress on the Dale map entirely. I'm not sure how he fixed it, and it is like, I laughed about it at the beginning. It's actually not that funny because it's really irritating, and I'm not entirely sure how to fix it.
Could it maybe be placing it on the wrong place in the tile map?
It's not on the tile map yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like I think there was the river, maybe, so it's kind of the same as the old map. So I have no idea, honestly. You have to ask Jobs, who is still awake. I'm seeing him writing stuff, so you can ask him. And because we had the same issue when we were checking out the Minas Tirith map for the Rohan trailer.
Yeah.
Similar issues. So maybe it's just, you know, placing it wrongly somewhat.
That the river that you saw is actually a glitch which isn't great either, because it's unfixable as far as I know. Maybe there's something Jox can do regarding files, but it's basically where the river splines, once you delete them, the river spline is what determines a river. They don't actually delete, and it sort of just stays. Now, it's just a visual thing. Yeah, there is a bunch of... That isn't great. That isn't great. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to sort of fix that out in my own time. So yeah, practically, guys, for everyone that's here now, I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to show you the in-game results. What I'm gonna do is try my best to fix that. and most likely we should find a way to fix it. And if we do find a way to fix it, I will post a video preview trailer of CAIR Andros the same way I did for Analond. Hopefully I'll make it slightly cooler this time. And we will, yeah, we will sort of end it there. It's such a bummer to end the stream on, man. It's really annoying to see that happen, honestly.
Yeah, indeed. But of course, like, you guys had a pretty good ride, I think. You know, it's just a bit of an issue in the end, but it's I think it's gonna be fixed.
Yeah, we'll see. It's okay. There's things we can definitely do about that. But yeah, in terms of the stream, we still did have a good one. That was a 2-hour stream nearly. Actually, just past 2 hours. So I definitely had fun. I hope Elegy did as well. I'm probably going to close it up soon. So any last questions you guys want to get in? Any last things anyone wants to say before we quickly say goodbye? I know this is going to take a while to catch up, so you guys just type your questions in chat whenever you hear that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out a little bit. Someone said something. Are the eel trolls of Gorgoroth land? Yeah, we have I think they're called eel trolls or mountain trolls for Mordor, which are the basic trolls for Mordor. So those are planned. And yeah, that's it. Looks like Jericho, someone said. I was saying Pompeii, and you know.
Yeah.
Are you working on other factions architecture? Yes, we are. We have great architecture coming out, actually. We're working on, let's say, Rohirrim for Helm's Deep, Dalian architecture, so for Esgaroth in this case, and Dwarven architecture, that's it. And some more polishing, I think, on the Gondorian.
I don't know how much of that we were actually meant to say, but it's too late now.
Don't worry. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So Esgaroth, Laketown, Laketown architecture. We're going to be making Laketown, which is really cool. And
yeah, and those, of course, those assets can be used on other Dalian stuff.
I'm also going to be in charge of making Helm's Deep, which I'm really excited for. So that will be another really cool thing. And yeah.
Yeah, also we previewed some stuff, so we're fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, true. So that's sort of it in terms of the architecture. The rest of the stuff you've seen in previews. Any more streams this weekend? Have no idea. You'll just have to keep in touch with the Discord, guys. But yeah. Yeah. Other than that, that's it from me. Elegy, do you have any closing comments?
No, guys, you can of course subscribe to the channel. We are actually, we are now at 10.1k, and you guys are gonna be in for a treat when our 10k special will come out.
Yeah,
it'll be great. And of course, join the Discord and subscribe to Lolwat's channel, who is in the description as well. So he's gonna post some previews from Rise of Mordor, and of course he's actually making some coverage of battles.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Do that as well.
So thanks guys for coming. Really appreciate all of you being here. I hope you have some lovely days, and that's going to be it for the stream. So I'll see you all, hopefully in previews on my channel in less than a week. Hopefully when CAIR Andros is fully fixed and previewed. So yeah, enjoy yourselves guys. Bye bye.
Bye guys. And Forza Italia.
See. Alright, there we go. Done.